If you're a comeback trumpet player, pay attention to this video. I've got something for you. You pick the trumpet up after 20 or 30 years of not playing, and your instinct is to work harder now to make up for lost time. But you probably noticed that things are different this time around. You get tired after 10 short minutes. Your sound, it's thin, and you're fighting the instrument just to get through a basic phrase. If you're wondering why these things happen, it's not only because you're out of practice, because 20, 30 years, 40, 50 years off the horn, that'll do it. But also, you're likely fighting your own body. Today, I'm going to reveal the master key that restores your sound without the physical strain. We're going to talk about finding the sweet spot in your trumpet playing. Before we dive into the lesson, I'd like to hear from you. Let me know, how long was your break from trumpet? Was it 10 years, 30 years? Or are you just picking the horn back up after retirement? Let me know in the comments section below. I do read the comments. It helps me understand exactly where you are on your journey. Many trumpet players treat the horn like a weightlifting session. What do I mean? When you're lifting weights, you're taught to focus on the muscle that you're exercising. And if you're working your bicep, you're going to get a squeeze in the bicep. Whatever you're working out, you want to focus in on that muscle and get a squeeze. Well, in trumpet playing, it's not really like that. As a matter of fact, the more you squeeze, the harder things become. So people believe that the more they squeeze, the more sound that they get out of the horn. Now, this does happen, but that's not necessarily a good thing. People squeeze because they have bad form, and they know something's not quite right, but they don't know exactly what's wrong. So they search and they try different things. And when you squeeze and when you press, you'll get a sound. And so people continue down that path, but that's not sustainable. You're probably discovering that right now. What ultimately happens is you get stiff in the face, your lips might even feel swollen, and in extreme cases, there's some pain. Pressure causes the vibration to cease, which makes you feel like you need to press even harder. So it's a never-ending cycle, and it's not good. So the question is, how do we correct this problem? What's the correct way to play, if you will? And I do like to say that we are athletes as trumpet players. There are a lot of similarities between pro basketball players, pro athletes, and what we do. So in basketball, when the player makes a shot and the ball only hits the net, there's a pop, the net pops. In tennis, when the ball meets the racket at just the right place, you'll hear a pop. In baseball, when the bat meets the ball at just the right place, you'll hear a crack. Even if you are in the stadium in the nosebleed sections, you'll hear the crack. It's because the player hit the ball in the sweet spot. In each scenario, if you're a basketball player, tennis player, baseball player, these athletes have found the sweet spot in their form. Now, how did they do this? How is this even possible? Well, they've practiced that much. So on game day, they're not thinking about the mechanics of their form. They're just going out and performing. They put a lot of work in ahead of time so that on performance day, they're just doing what they're used to doing. Now, I can tell you, if they put a lot of stress in their swing of the bat or swing of the tennis racket, or if they put a lot of stress in their form in shooting the basketball, they wouldn't find that sweet spot. As a matter of fact, the ball goes further, not because the athlete swung harder, but because they had a good form and were able to hit the ball at just the right place, the sweet spot. So this is all due to proper form, and you get to your proper form through practice. Trumpet playing is the same way. When you find the sweet spot of the note, you're not muscling for high notes, you're sliding into them. And that takes significantly less effort. And as a result, your endurance increases and your sound becomes centered, and the high notes come easier as well. So what's the enemy of the sweet spot? It's stiffness. Stiffness in your muscles, shallowness in your breathing. These things prevent you from reaching your goals. So while you're trying to play with your best sound and improve your endurance and your range, you also have the brakes on at the same time. You can't get anywhere that way. You got the gas going and you got the brakes going at the same time. You can't go anywhere. So now is a good time to remind you of one of my maxims, which is my body is the primary instrument. Why do I need to remind you of this? Because in general, what we do is we try to manipulate the trumpet, right? We try to make the trumpet to sound any certain way. If it's the high notes or whatever it is, we're trying to control this object. But remember, the only thing we control in this life is ourselves. So if you want this trumpet to sing, first you have to teach your body to sing. And you don't have to be like a great singer. That's not my point. But the input that you put into the trumpet determines the sound you get. So if this sounds stuffy, if this has a thin sound, it's because of the input that you're putting into the mouthpiece. So the question is, how can I relax myself? What kind of idea do I have of my sound that I need to input into the trumpet? So we're going to work those things out. So one simple fix is simply to align your body so that you can breathe easy. That's it. So first thing you want to do is check your form. And form is simply how you hold your body from head to toe for the purposes of trumpet playing. So simply that could be how you angle your chin. It could be how you hold your embouchure. It could be how you stand. So those are two examples. In the second example, you might think I was trying to miss notes on purpose, but I really wasn't. That's the result of having bad form. Or maybe I should replace the word bad with improper. Improper form. So because I was not in proper form for playing the trumpet, I was missing notes. My sound was raspy. I was not in tune. I felt the need to press, and pressing brought other problems. So that's just one example of the effects of playing in improper form. As I bring the lips in, I'll have more control because for starters, I'll have more lip in the cup to vibrate. So that'll help improve my tone quality. I won't have that raspy sound for starters. So that's an example of the benefits of playing with proper form. Now, finding the sweet spot is not a lucky accident. It's the result of a specific framework I've developed that I call the Return to Trumpet Blueprint. This is the pedagogical logic that I use to help trumpet players like you rebuild. The blueprint comes in three parts. First is sound and body. Most troubles are due to bad form, as I call it. So we address anything in your form that needs addressing to ensure the body is ready to vibrate efficiently. The second part of the blueprint is flexibility. Flexibility is the master key to trumpet playing. Flexibility unlocks your range and your endurance. If you're not flexible, then you're going to be forced to use pressure, which stops vibration, and then that leads to other troubles. And third, we improve coordination. Once the form is right, once you're flexible, we have to line everything up. This gives you total control over the instrument so you can play with confidence in any setting. Everything I teach is filtered through these three pillars to ensure that you're not only practicing, but you're actually transforming. If you're struggling with that hit the wall feeling where your face just gives out, I want to give you a resource to help. I put together a guide called Master Endurance on Trumpet. It's a PDF that shows you how to apply these concepts of alignment and the sweet spot so you can play longer without the swelling or the fatigue. And you can download Master Your Endurance on Trumpet right now at the link in the description below. I'll also pin it in the comments section for you. Now, if you're tired of the trial and error and you want to follow a proven path to reclaim your identity as a trumpet player, I want to invite you to work with me. I lead a program that I call the Returning Trumpet Player Method. This is where I work personally with a small group of trumpet players to rebuild their trumpet playing from the ground up using this full Return to Trumpet blueprint. Now, we don't do quick fixes. That doesn't exist. What we do is we build good habits that allow you to play beautifully again. If you're interested in that, click the link in the description below, or click or tap on one of the videos here to continue your learning, and I'll be there to help you.